They went from the 4th level of hell and sent us down to the 7th level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits.
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Or you gonna run me my coins? Run me my cooch or run me my coins? Run me my cooch or run me my coins? Run me my cooch or run me my coins? That's our new theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Ooh, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was going to stop. I thought Lil Bird was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murder was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably fucking in prison. Girl. Uncle Clifford, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. Well, he had on look like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Iyanla Vanzant's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup clumped in everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. Like, you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. And Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the 3 kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see Cassie. Get me up in my DMs, I do want to see if you have a blue thong or a blue jock strap, something like that. I'd love to see it. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy.
All right, I'm here. Let me get my life in order. I'm gonna just have to make the intro longer, y'all, because this not working out. Just when I think I'll be ready, something always happens. This 3 minutes just does not seem to be working in my favor. Let me turn this light on. God. Ugh. There's lights. After the lights, we got the camera. And after the camera, we have action. What is going on? What is up? What is up? What is up? Hey, everybody. How are you all today? Let me open up my bottle of spring water. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What is up, people? We are here. How art thou? How is everyone today? How are my lovely pupils? How are my lovely pupils today? Let me say hey to y'all while y'all roll up in here. Volvo, hey, Cookie. Tracy W, good to see you, my love. Jason, what's good, bruh? Cajun, how are you? Cajun, you can't be calling me your hubby. I ain't seen none of your nether regions yet. You can't call me nothing until I see what you got going on, sir. Stop playing with me. Hey, Tanya. Hey, boo. That's my boo right there, Tanya. Cassandra, what's going on, love? SJ, I hope you are well. Ravine, how are you doing? Cross Country Cruiser, we're always glad to see you here. You and Tanya gonna have to get together because if you be cruising the country on two wheels, you're gonna have to get up with Tanya because Tanya be on two wheels too. I'm just saying. Crazy homebody girl, how you doing over there, boo? How you doing? Diamond Pearl Jim, good to see you. Good to see you. There go my husband in my mind, Cams. Catherine Powell, good to see you here. Catherine Powell, did you ever send me anything for the members only chat? I don't think you did. Hey Yana, what's going on? TJ, what's going on, boo? Hey everybody. Janae, glad to have you here. Montrez, what's good, bruh? So we are here. Hey Jeannie, what's going on? Hey friend. Mm, mm, mm. I feel like this camera is looking directly up at the freaking ceiling and not at me. Hold on. Let me see if I can make this a little better. Maybe that'll be better. See, yeah, that's a little better. I'm just looking straight up at the ceiling. No. You just need to send me a direct message on Instagram. Catherine Pye, if you send me a DM on Instagram, then I can add you to the members only chat. Let me know it's you. All right. We starting off with politics. TJ, just know that's how we're starting. Let me post in the members only chat that we live and post on YouTube that we're and make a post on my community wall so the people know, so they can't say they ain't know we was live. The people still cussing me out about New York and the fact that they don't have no damn trash cans in that damn city. Mayor Adams had to teach them what a trash can was. But God help us. Lord. Jesus. I'm just saying. They ain't even know what trash cans was. I said, that's why the city's so dirty. Cha. Girl. Girl. So before we go live, though, I gotta ask y'all a question, and I want, especially those people who watch me and watch my stuff. Um, I've been told by a few people, not just one person, by a few people, now that I should just not do panels anymore because panels are not good for me, and people always accuse me of having a takeover spirit or talking over people or sucking up all of the air in the room on panels. And I do better just by myself where I can just rant and rave and do my own thing. And some of y'all watch me on panels and stuff like that. I just want to see your thoughts on that. Just kind of get a gauge for, because I think the hey Sharice Boo, I think knowing how the audience feels about that goes a long way with giving credence to what was said. So just want to get your thoughts on that. Just wanted to get your thoughts. Deidre Douglas said, don't listen, New Yorkers. Hey, Deidre Douglas, don't get mad at me. She said the rats are bigger than cats up in New York. That was Deidre Douglas. Don't go over here saying it was me. Don't get mad at me. Cajun says, wait. I like when you and really be all together. Usually you stay quiet when I've seen you. Ravine says, I strongly disagree. Panels need your energy. Cassandra says, I like the panel discussions. Crazy Homebody Girl said, I like you on panels. TJ said, I love you on panels. I don't know. There are a couple people who have said that to me. And I don't, I'm the type of person, if I'm not, if my presence and energy is not good for the environment, I will remove myself quickly. Let's see here. Janae says, I like you. Period. Out there says you take over. And all honest opinion. And my mom is upset. She says, hey, mommy Janae, what's going on, boo? Yeah. You don't really be both have takeover spirits, but I think sometimes it's a delay. Okay. So I want you because of the shady looks you would give when really we would read stuff, child. Jeannie said, I love you on panels. Yana said, I've watched you for years and I've seen you do both. I think you are just a passionate person about certain things and not that you necessarily have a takeover spirit. Okay. I disagree with you sometimes, but I love your perspective. Okay. I just wanted to get y'all thoughts right, and you come alive on some panels, but it depends on who else is on the panel. Well, is this a setup? No, it's not a setup, Volvo. It is not. I want people to be honest. Because I'm really, curious, because that's something that I heard again recently, I should say. And I just wanted to get your you all's thoughts on it, because I've heard it before a few times, but I recently heard it again, and I just wanted to get a gauge from, because I heard it from someone who I really trust their opinion. So I just wanted to get a gauge for what you all thought. Whoever said that, fuck them, don't do battles with them. Y'all are a mess. Like most of you are passionate about something you speak on. Okay. All right. Just wanted to get a gauge. Let's dive into the dossier today. Hey, L. Sid. Diamond Pro Jim says, I agree with Yana. Okay. Agent educated rubs some folks the wrong way. Well, that can be true. I like it because you always speak your mind. I do. Okay. Anyway. Listen, anybody here? Hey, Simera. Anybody here from the Houston area or or any of the areas affected by the hurricane? Be it Houston, be it Louisiana, be it Arkansas. I think parts of Mississippi may get some as well. Anybody affected from that area happen to be on? I know some of them still don't have power, and so I just wanted to check on those people in the path of hurricane. Well, the remnants of Hurricane Beryl. So just wanted to check on that. Make sure you all are checking on your loved ones, family and friends, making sure that they're okay. I like when you bring that element of intellect to the discussions. Thank you. People gave me comments on both sides, because I really like to know, good and bad, how people feel about. Oh shit! I saw something. Thought I saw something about what I had. All right, let's do it. Today we are starting, of course, like we've been, and we probably moving forward, especially with politics heating up. We'll probably more often than not start off with our sugar spike segment, because that's generally the most pressing thing, unless something really, really big happens on the other side. But we'll probably start most days with our sugar spike segment. So without further ado, where's Larry? Larry, come in here, Larry. It's time. It's your time. Ladies and gentlemen, non-binary, gender-conforming members of our audience, it's time for your sugar spike moment. I'm sorry, your sugar spike segment.
You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So love the world, I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And shall ever believe.
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus! I wish somebody help me.
Jesus! Shout out to all of the people that can go back to the old sugar spike segments. I all of the Sugar Spike segments, I used to sing the Sugar Spike song back in the day. If you're not here long enough, before we had the intro that I do, that I show now, we used to have Sugar Spike, Sugar Spike, Sugar, 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 Sugar. Remember that? We used to have the Sugar Spike song like that, the good old days when I had to do the song, and I used to put up I used to put up, it depends. I used to put up either this one or this one or this one. So we had a whole Sugar Spike song that I used to do every time, or this one. And now I don't have to do that anymore. Praise God. And I have a whole Sugar Spike intro now, and I don't have to do that. So yes. Yep. Anyway, let me finish my water and we're ready to get ready. All right, water is done. Now it's time for the good stuff. It's time for the Red Bull. Today's Red Bull is strawberry apricot. Right, come through, growth. The M&M's in the tub make you laugh. I love that one too. All right. So we're starting today with an update from yesterday's story. Now, yesterday we talked about the fact that there were people on the left that were screaming that Joseph Robinette needed to remove himself from the race, and he needed to remove himself from the race, and there needed to be another candidate. And we talked about that. All right, Harold. I didn't even see you, Harold. Hey, Harold. Everybody say hi to Harold. Hey, Harold. I didn't see you because you changed your avatar, Harold. That's why I didn't see you. Anyway, I apologize, Harold. Hey, Harold. So I told y'all there was going to be a meeting today with the Dems, the Democratic Caucus. Democratic Caucus met on the House side. Democratic Caucus met on the Senate side today. Hey, Nessa, what's going on, boo? So both sides met, and the Dems have come out and said that they are full throttle Joseph Robinette. Yeah, I can't make this up. They came out after the meeting. There were talks. They said what happened is it was lopsided. There were much more people on the side of we got to stay behind Joe than on the side of the people with rational thinking that were saying, yeah, we may not want to. Some of the centrists and some of the old timers flexed and they came around. From some sources that I'm hearing, they flexed to the point where they didn't do it in the meeting, but there were conversations behind the scenes with some people in some districts where they have contentious races to be reelected, where they told them and warned them, you see what happened to you see what happened to Jamal Bowman. Jamal Bowman's name was brought up in some discussions. We know, if you've been over here on this platform in this channel, we have chronicled the disrespectful ass Democrats and how they will work against their own best interests. Hey, Gabby. Now, if the Democrats are out here saying we'll full throttle, all guns are blazing for Joseph Robinette, here's where the issues where you run into issues. One of the issues that many of them are not considering is something that we talked about yesterday. One thing we talked about yesterday was all of the polling that has come out since the debate have been about the presidential race. There are polls that are getting ready to come out later this week and next week that will now speak to down ballot election rate or down ballot races in the House and in the Senate in a lot of these contentious races. And if what's going to happen, because let's be clear, every poll that we've seen since the debate, Joseph Robinette is getting his ass monkey stomped. Let's be clear. He's getting dog walked. He's getting dish ragged. Every poll we've seen since the debate, he's been getting monkey stomped. Now, they've decided they're full throttle. Hey, y'all know where I'm going to vote, so y'all don't even have to question where I'm going to vote. The question then becomes, what happens when you start to see that because of Joseph Robinette, you start to lose, or the race gets even more contentious in some races that shouldn't be contentious, or races that were already contentious, they're outright losing. And what happens when and if you see that races that or districts and areas you weren't supposed to be losing now have become competitive? What happens then? Because like I told you yesterday, the problem with the Biden or bust people, they have this, skewed view of everything. They're not taking everything into consideration. They're not even taking the fact that even if by some chance he does win in November, where the fuck is he going to be a year from now, 18 months from now, 24 months from now? Because 24 months from now, 2 years from now, he would still have another 2 years where he would have to govern. And if he's like this right now, where the fuck do you think he's going to be cognitively in 24 months? And if I'm and see, here's the deal. If I'm on the other side, this is a very easy political ad. You know what the political ad is? Here's what I'm thinking if I'm on the other side. America is not ready, and we don't know if they'll be ready anytime soon to have a female president. We've talked about that. We've said that unequivocally. And if I'm on the other side, what I do is I push this narrative. Well, they're going to run Joseph Robinette out there, who's a walking corpus. I mean, not corpus, who's a walking corpse, and who's doing his reenactment of Weekend at Bernie's every chance he gets. And what's going to happen? You're going to have a woman as president. And having a woman as president even scares other women, because a newsflash, white women vote against their own issues all the goddamn time. They go vote against their own best interest every day of the week. They don't give a damn. I'm just telling you what I know. White women will not elect a woman. I'm just telling you, as much as they come out and say they're feminists, they don't. So if I'm the other side, that's an easy sell, because they're going to sell the fact that Kamala Harris is going to be running the country for the next 4 years. I'm telling you, that's what's going to be sold. So we're here now. Get ready for everything that's going to come. Let's get ready for all of it. They've said that this is who they backed. This is who they want. Now, let's be clear. Y'all know how I'm voting. Y'all know I'm voting for Biden. That's not an issue. However, like we say over here on this platform, we talk about both sides. We drag the Republicans. We also drag the Democrats when it's necessary. Don't come over here telling me that I cannot speak truth to power, that I cannot say what I see with my eyes, or say what's wrong with what's going on. Don't come over here with that, because I'm going to say this shit is wrong. Y'all shouldn't be doing this. This don't look right. And that's the long and short of it. The man is deteriorating in front of us. Now, I'm trying not to say what I'm about to say out my mouth. But this is the house of debauchery. This is L Teddy 27's platform. So we're going to say it. I sincerely hope Joseph Robinette, hey, Universal Goddess, I sincerely hope that your words don't get life, because according to you, the only person that can tell you not to run or call you out of the race is the man upstairs. Hey, Symmetry, how you doing, boo? I ain't seen you in a minute since I got back. I would hate for that to come, because at the rate you're going, I don't know what the hell is going to happen. Hell, a month from now, you could keel over and die at the looks of it. I don't know. So I hope that you have not spoken words out and gave them life by saying the only way you're out of the race is if God himself comes down and tells you that you're out of the race. Sir, newsflash, you do kind of look like you are knocking at that man's, at God's door, asking him to come and see about you. I'm just saying, you doing your best stanky leg up the stairs to the pearly gates. It looks like. I'm just saying what I'm seeing. Hey, Red Lipstick Club, I think that's why everyone is frustrated. You are continuing to make us vote. Oh, wait a minute. Out of fear rather than hope. And that's another thing. This whole strategy, because there are those of us like myself, who don't tell me that the only reason I should vote for you is because I shouldn't vote for the other guy. You need to have something substantive, tangible that tells me I'm vote for me because of X, Y, and Z. Damn who the other person is. Vote for me because of that. And the thing about it is, that's what the Dems, I think, are leaning on when they're saying Biden, or bust, because they're only, and they've said this out loud, our only focus is beating Donald Trump. That makes a lot of sense. You want to know why? Because everything else you promise us, you don't give us. Last election cycle, you promised us a lot of things. You reneged on all of them. You haven't given us any of them. I shouldn't say any of them, but most of them you haven't given us, because you don't know how to govern. You don't know how to get shit through the House or through the Senate. You're too weak and feckless for the goddamn job. You're too scared of the other side to really do the job, because I told y'all, if these bastards don't fucking stack the Supreme Court, they're not serious about democracy. They're not serious about helping the American people, period. I've said that for 4 years now. If these bastards don't start by getting rid of the filibuster and stacking the Supreme Court, they are not serious about our democracy or helping the American people. That's the long and short of it. I promise y'all I'm not going to go off on this rant today. What happens if he dies on October 31st? What's going on, Jonathan? What's good, Fi? Listen, I'd have to look into that and see what the situation is. If he dies on October 31st, I really would have to look into that situation. I believe at that point, it is in the hands of the Senate, but I would have to check. That's just like it's in the hands of the Senate to confirm the vice president, which is why you can't have a vice president from the same state. There are clauses about that, and the Senate gets involved in that case. So if I like I said, I would have to check, but if I'm not mistaken, Jonathan, that it would then fall on the Senate to put somebody there or confirm, or but don't quote me on that. That's just what I'm thinking in my brain, but I would have to check. I'd really have to check. TEA, there's a list of doctors who are willing to check on Biden to independently clear him for his health. Well, that was the whole contentious argument in the press room yesterday, where they found this, this neurologist that specializes in Parkinson's disease that has been in the White House more often than not over the last 8 months, and that's on the public registry. Child, don't be testing God like that. Listen, I've been asking God to come and get Cheeto Man for a while, and he's still here. Hey, KER Vixen, how you doing, boo? Child. Didn't Biden say he was going to be a one-term president? He did. And then the shit got good to him, and he reneged on that. Like he reneged on a lot of stuff that he promised us. And now he sounds like a Democratic version of Trump when he says, I'm the only one that can do this. I'm the only one qualified that can be him. That's not true. That's not true. And if it is true that Joseph Robinette is the only one on the Democratic side that can beat him, you all have much bigger problems. Child. Hey, Donna Cotton, how you doing, boo? Monique, how you doing? Trump wants to end elections. They already did. Listen, they want to do a whole lot of stuff. I told y'all we're on the precipice of a civil war. I've been saying that for the last 3 years. Hey, lovely 31 Blueprint, how you doing today? Removing the filibuster sounds great until the other party gets in power. Political brinksmanship doesn't make me feel comfortable. Here's the deal, Cams. The other side has already proven they can work around the filibuster, and the other side has proven they're not willing to play nicely, whether or not there's a filibuster in place or not. Mitch McConnell did whatever the fuck he wanted to do. Filibuster be damned. They did all types of shit that we know is unconstitutional, all types of shit that we know damn near is illegal with reckless abandon. They don't give a shit. And so I'm sick of this. Oh, we're going to try to play nice with people who don't play nicely, because what's at stake are the freedoms of those of us living in these yet to be United States of America. And I'm sick of you standing on principle and all of this stuff. Meanwhile, black people are being murdered in the streets every freaking day. Meanwhile, we're having rights stripped from us, left, right, and sideways, all over the fruited plains. Meanwhile, we have people already threatening to overthrow the government. So I'm just not in the business no more to try to play nicely with these people who don't give a damn about that. So, hey, David Clay. Now, Cams, that's a conversation that I do want to delve into. I have a list of people, but I want to recheck my list. I have a short list of about 5 that I'd love to see replace Joseph Robinette, and I have good reasons why. But I think I'm gonna do a separate live on that. I think I'm gonna do a separate live where we talk about, alternatives to Joseph Robinette. I think that's what I'm gonna do. All of them raggedy ass. Oh, you know what, David? Nancy Pelosi around here paying up $40 million worth of stock. Who's stepping up? Listen, I hear y'all. I'm gonna do a separate live. Probably, what's today? Tuesday? Maybe Thursday. I'll do my live Thursday. I'll direct some time on my live Thursday toward that. Well, we talk about that. The Republicans have been quiet, Jonathan, because they're allowing the Democrats to fucking implode. And they're allowing the Democrats to be stupid and just do. I heard this on another show yesterday, and I want to give them credit, but I can't remember where I heard it yesterday. But I said that makes sense. And what they said was the same thing they're doing with Joseph Robinette is the same goddamn thing they did with Dianne Feinstein. And I said, God damn it, if you ain't telling the fucking truth. Remember, Dianne Feinstein was a fucking corpse. They were dragging her around. They were rolling her around in a fucking wheelchair. And instead of telling her, hey, boo, You need to get the hell out of Dodge. They were rolling her in there. She was fucking incoherent on the floor of the Senate. And instead of the Dems doing the right thing, they would roll her ass in there until the woman literally died on the damn job. I mean, she was home at the time, but she was in Washington, D.C. when she died, ready to go to another vote the next day. And I feel like they're doing the same thing with Joseph Robinette. Damn what our eyes are seeing. Damn all of the screams from the audience saying, get him out of here. He's too old. They're just going to keep rolling him out there like they did with fucking Dianne Feinstein. And there's too much at stake right now. We have going down the slippery slope so far, we cannot afford for this fuck shit. We got rights being stripped all over the country. Women's rights have gone. The rights of LGBTQ community are being stripped as we speak. We're damn near in some states at the point where they're going to reenact sodomy laws. God of mercy, God of love. I mean, they've told you there's no such animal as Black history anymore. They've lied to you and told you that Black people wanted to be here. They told people who were victims of a whole massacre in Greenwich, in the Greenville portion of Tulsa, damn you, fuck you, and fuck your life. We don't give a shit that we did that to you all. Die slowly. That's what they're doing. All of these horrible things. We're all the way down. We have a Supreme Court that basically damn near made the president a pseudo monarch. We're way beyond the level of, saying that, oh, we can afford to have this shit go on. We're way past that. I'm just saying. Yeah, we saw that. We reported on that red lipstick a couple weeks ago when that happened. A couple weeks ago. What happened to we don't negotiate with terrorists? Child. Donald Trump did have Alzheimer's. Sure the fuck did. That bastard didn't know what day of the week it was. All he knew was them damn jelly beans sitting on his goddamn desk in the fucking Oval Office. So, but we're here. We'll see how this goes. At this point, like they said, it's Trump. The argument, not Trump. It's Biden. The argument is over. Okay, but you're gonna have to live with it. And not only are you going to have to live with it with the presidential race, now you have to think about the House, and now you have to think about the Senate. And now you're going to have Democrats who have to make the decision, do I want to attach myself to the Biden-Harris ticket because that could hurt me rather than help me? We broke down yesterday, Crazy Homebody Girl, why he won in 2020. And when he won in 2020, my videos are still up. I said at that time, he does not need to run for a second term. I said way back in 2020, his ass does not need. I was not happy when he won the primary, won the nomination in 2020. I was here on this platform screaming from the rooftop, why did y'all put this old ass man in this goddamn seat? I was here at that time, but you had Jim Clyburn and all of the Nancy Pelosi's and all of these people who do the wrong things that put him there, and now we're here. But I was screaming from the rooftops back then. We were here, and there are many people in the chat that can confirm I was here screaming at that time. So we got to move on, Joseph Robinette. But I needed to give y'all that update because I told you all the meeting, the Democratic caucus meetings today would give us a lot of answers. We got our answers. And yeah, here we are. We got to move on, Joseph Robinette, but we gonna have questions the whole way through. I gotta give this. We got to tell this story. I meant to do it yesterday, and I don't know how it didn't make it into the dossier yesterday. And it was on my notes for yesterday, and I didn't do it yesterday, but I have to give it today. And I don't like to be behind on stories, so I'm so upset that I didn't give y'all this story yesterday. But I'm going to give it to you today. Now, this is another incident where we have to speak someone's name. And this is in my own fair city where I have residents in the exact city where this happened. I have residents, I have a home in the exact city where this took place. We have to speak his name. His name is Daniel Lewis. Daniel is his first name. Last name is Lewis, Lewis. No relation. Now, let me read this story to you. Daniel Lewis, a 27-year-old black father of two with a clean criminal record and a concealed weapons permit. Let me put that out there on the table up front. With a clean criminal record and a concealed weapons permit. Was shot and killed by police in South Florida in a case that is raising more questions than providing answers. The son of a retired New York City police officer, was killed on May 31st after being shot 5 times in the backyard of his home in Miami Gardens, a municipality in northern Miami-Dade County with a majority black population. That night, Miami Gardens police officers were working with agents from the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives in a joint task force to combat gun violence. Law enforcement officials told news outlets they were, quote, looking for somebody, end quote, but have yet to release the name of that person or the reason why they were looking for the alleged person. Attorneys representing the Lewis family say it all started when law enforcement agents in an unmarked black car with no emergency lights or sirens began following Daniel Lewis's cousins and sister, who were driving through the neighborhood in their car. Believing gang members were following them, they panicked and drove into the backyard of their family's home. His sister then ran out of the car and into the home through the back door. Daniel, who was inside of his home, stepped out of the back door with his gun to see what was going on and was shot. Let me say that again. Daniel, who was inside his home, stepped out of the back door with his gun to see what was going on and was shot and killed within seconds. Within seconds. So you see what happened. The sister and the cousins are driving in the car, some random car following them. So they're like, who the hell is this following us? They believe it might have been somebody trying to cause them trouble. It's unmarked, no sirens, no lights, no nothing, just an unmarked car. So they drive it to their own backyard, Sister runs in the house. She's afraid. What does the brother do? Come outside, because she said, I don't know who following us. It might be gang, something going on. He comes to protect his property. His property. License to carry. And at the moment that he walked out of his back door, he was immediately shot 5 times. Here's a quote from his mother, quote, I watched my son take his last breath, and that's the hardest thing a mother could ever do, from the first breath to the last breath, end of quote. Police are claiming Police are claiming that Daniel shot at them first, prompting them to return fire, but attorneys representing the family said none of the shells at the scene came from Daniel's gun. Chris Lomax, one of the attorneys for the family, said, quote, "What was the rush? What was the urgency to fire upon Mr. Lewis that night?" End of quote. Y'all see what's going on here? Y'all see what's going on here? It's still been more than a month since the shooting, and neither Miami Gardens police nor the ATF have released much information about the shooting, including details about the person they were supposedly looking for or confirmation on whether Lewis even fired his gun. Quote, "Unfortunately, some individuals discharged firearms at some Miami Gardens detectives as well as some of my agents." End of quote. And that's according to Christopher Robinson, the agent in charge of the Miami ATF office. He went on to say gunfire was returned, one individual struck, and he's unfortunately deceased. End of quote. Y'all see what's happening here, right? I'm waiting for some footage, but guess what? There's probably no body camera footage because this was an unmarked police car, and these were people who weren't in uniforms. These are the task force people. We used to call them back in the day the jump out boys. What happened to the whole Second Amendment? What happened to the whole stand your ground doctrine in the great state of Florida? Remember, we have people murdered all over the Sunshine State on stand your ground, and this man was on his own property. You never identified yourself. You were not in a fucking police car. You were not you did not have on uniforms. You did not identify yourself at all. The man came out to protect his family, which he has a right to do in these yet to be United States of America, and you killed this father. And you don't want to give us no answers. We're talking the local police force as well as the federal agency, the ATF. Y'all don't want to give no answer. Y'all just want to gun people down in cold blood who did nothing, who had no arrest record, who you had no reason. Hey, Katrina, who you had no reason to go after, and the man is dead, and it's just an afterthought. Oh, he shot at us and we shot at him. Mind you, there's no evidence that he shot at you. None. Because like the attorney says, where are the gun casings? Because if he shot at you, there would be bullet casings that would match his gun, and there are none. And I refuse to believe that you all would have picked them up and disposed of them, because that would be evidence showing that he actually did fire a weapon at you. I had to speak. This is I hate this case as well. We have to speak people's name, but this one is certainly close to me. This is my area. This is my hometown. This is where I have residence. This is my city. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is what we got going on in these yet to be United States of America. This is what the fuck we got going on. And you got federal government, mum's the word. Nobody want to say nothing. Everybody's silent. Nothing to see here, according to them. And you got a family mourning the senseless death of a loved one. Mourning the senseless death of a loved one. A mess. A mess. A mess. His name is Daniel Lewis. That's Daniel. Last name Lewis. What are my current thoughts on qualified immunity? I think it's a bunch of bullshit, and the fact that they still have qualified immunity for police officers is a travesty of justice. The fact that they allow these people to have qualified immunity is still beyond my level of comprehension. But we have a whole we had a whole democratically voted in Congress, House and Senate. We had a whole democratically voted in a White House, and while they had the House, the Senate, and the White House, they did nothing because that was a part of the George Floyd bill, taking away qualified immunity. They did nothing with that. Shit didn't even make it to the fucking floor. Let's move on because we got more. I'm sorry, the sugar spiky moments today is just overwhelming. We have another story that we have to another story and another name that we have to speak because everything is spiky fucking today. Every fucking thing is spiky. Now, the young lady you see on the right is a transgender girl named Pauly A. Likens. First name is Pauly. Last name is Likens. Let me read this to you because I'm at the point of spiking out damn near. A Pennsylvania man has been arrested and charged in the gruesome murder of a 14-year-old transgender girl, Pauly A. Likens, who was dismembered and whose remains were found scattered in a lake in Clark, Pennsylvania, in the northwest part of the state, according to official documents. The local community has scheduled a vigil in her honor for Friday. Deshaun Watkins, aged 29, was arrested last Tuesday and charged the following day with the murder of Likens, who was last seen alive in person on June 22nd. Watkins is charged with murder in the first degree, aggravated assault, attempts to cause serious bodily injury or cause injury with extreme indifference, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with or fabricating physical evidence. He is being held without bail in Mercer County Jail. Quote, this is one of the worst homicide cases I've seen in my 46 years as a lawyer. We've had dismemberment cases before, but this is especially bad. I hope I never see another one of these, end of quote. And that's coming from Mercer County District Attorney Peter C. Acker. Taylor Galaska, a city council member in the town of Sharon, described Likens' murder as, quote, deeply troubling and incredibly heartbreaking, end of quote. An autopsy found that her body, an autopsy done on her body after she was found that Likens died from sharp force trauma to the head and determined her death was a homicide. According to the affidavit of probable cause, Likens was staying with a friend who told police the teen left between 9 p.m. and 9:30 to walk home. It was the last time anyone saw her alive. Likens posted a picture of a dark and deserted road around 2:30 a.m. on June 23rd, saying she was on a late night walk to clear her mind. Her friend inquired if she was okay, to which she replied in the affirmative. This was Likens' last known communication, despite further messages from her friend. Video footage captured a person believed to be Likens pacing back and forth and looking at her phone as if waiting to meet someone at the canoe launch at the Shenango River Reservoir in Bud Street Public Park. Around this time, Watkins left his apartment and drove to the canoe launch. Police say his vehicle was seen leaving the area around the same time that Likens' phone was turned off at 3:40 a.m. Watkins returned to his home and was captured on video struggling to move a large duffel bag into his residence, leaving a trail of blood, according to police. Later the same day, Watkins reportedly purchased a power saw with exchangeable blades and was seen returning to his apartment with a large shopping bag. The saw was later recovered by police with one blade missing. Watkins was then observed on video repeatedly leaving the residence with a series of smaller bags. Police believe he took those bags to the Shenango River Reservoir, where he dumped parts of the 14-year-old's body. Police quickly identified Watkins as the prime suspect in the case. They detained him, as he returned to his residence Tuesday. Police noted a bandaged cut on his arm and at the time of his arrest. Watkins told police he had met someone matching Likens' description on Grindr and admitted hooking up with this person in the general area. He denied stopping at the canoe launch, but did say he might have driven past it as he tried to find his date. He also denied his date returned with him to his apartment. He further claimed he cut his hand on a piece of sheet metal at work while searching for reptiles. A search of his apartment found a trail of blood traces leading to his residence, and more where he placed the duffel bag in his apartment, including the bathroom and under the bathroom tile. Video captured Watkins attempting to clean the sidewalk leading up to his apartment. I can't read anymore. This is beyond my whole level of understanding. I can't continue to read anymore because I don't have the capacity to. 14. Oh, I forgot to add the part that he can't be charged with hate crimes because they don't have the ability to do that in the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I gotta move on. I gotta move on. Oh, Jesus. When does it end? God of mercy. God of mercy. God of love. Because we go from one extreme to the next. So let me play this for you because we're here. Because we're here. Give me a second. Let me set this up for you, dear God, because I just can't make this stuff up. All right. Here we go.
Against him, further emboldened now by the United States Supreme Court's immunity decision. It is part of a terrifying and growing trend, the mainstreaming of open calls for political violence under the rhetorical air cover provided by the disgraced ex-president. On Sunday, the Republican nominee for North Carolina's governor, Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, in remarks given at a church, said this, quote, "Some folks need killing." Take a look.
We now find ourselves struggling with people who have evil intents. You know, there's a time when we used to meet evil on the battlefield, and guess what we did to it? We killed it. Some liberal somewhere is going to say that sounds awful. Too bad. Get mad at me if you want to. Some folks need killing. It's time for somebody to say it.
Those comments come on the heels of sitting.
I'm just going to stop there. And my point, and I know, like you said, Cam, this shit is disturbing as hell. But the point that I want to make with all of this is why we have to take this election seriously. The last few stories that I fucking read are all the more reason why this is not fucking business as usual. And the fact that Joseph Robinette sat his stinking ass in front of George Stephanopoulos and said, when asked the question, what happens if you don't win? And this bastard said, well, as long as I gave it a good try and did the best I can, that's all that matters. Why? Because you're white, male, Christian, heterosexual, and rich. And it's not a problem for you. But all of the stories that I've just done, all of the people involved, it's a fucking problem. And you not taking it like a life and death situation is a problem for me. And the Democrats sitting on their ass, not understanding that this young man is projected to lose, which is an existential threat to democracy, and everything we know about the freedoms that we observe could go down the drain and could go burning into embers. And if they're not serious about that, that's a problem for me. So excuse me if it's not business as usual. Excuse me if I want to look at alternatives to see if we could actually put up a fucking fight, because we got lunatics like this bastard who are running for office. He's already the sitting lieutenant governor. We have chronicled this man over and over and over. We have talked about this man many, many, many times and the horrific things that he says, and he believes them. And he's about to be the governor of an entire state, the same state that had a fucking Democratic majority in the House, and they by one vote, and that one vote decided she was going to change her party affiliation to Republican after she won the fucking election, just so that Republicans could fucking have the majority in fucking North Carolina. See, this is the shit that we're talking about. There ain't enough fucking Geritol in the world for Joseph Robinette. But we got people over here saying, oh, El Teddy, you so wrong. How dare you speak out against it? Because I see what's happening. So as scary or as disheartening as some of these stories are, this is what is at fucking stake right now. This is what's at stake. I don't even need to explain to you the lunacy of this. Mind you, you have somebody standing in front of a cross in a fucking church, willfully and openly saying that we should kill people. This isn't some third world country. This isn't some fucking video from years and years ago. This happened in these yet to be United States of America this past Sunday. And he's serious. And he's a sitting lieutenant governor. And he is the Republican nominee for governor in the great fucking state of North Carolina. Oh, Deidre Douglas, they're killing us at will and don't give a shit and don't care and say they don't need to have no explanations for it. None. Exactly, Cajun. I'm gonna put the Ravine. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. I'll put the link to the video in the chat for you, Ravine, so you can have it. I mean, it's a much longer video because they add a lot of commentary to it, but that's the video where you can find it, Ravine, right there. Right. These are the same people who want to reinstate the 10 Commandments in the want 10 Commandments being read every day in the classroom, but then you violate it willfully. I'm just trying to understand this. Let me move on before I spike the hell out. If you're an AKA, come to the front of the classroom. Yep, we still in our sugar spike moment. Members of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, please come forward to the whiteboard. Come to the whiteboard. Oh yeah, we're here. And if it's in our sugar spike moment, it's probably not good. Come to the whiteboard. We got questions. Now, what questions do we have? I'm glad you asked. Now, the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority had their boule this last weekend in the great city of Dallas. Let me read this to you. Over the weekend in Texas, hundreds of gay men attending the Daddyland Circuit Party in Dallas were evicted from the Crowne Plaza downtown Dallas, the host hotel at which they were staying, leading to mass confusion and accusations of homophobia. The eviction was prompted by complaints by Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority members who were also in town for their biennial national convention, according to the hotel owner. He said the women complained about the attire of some of the Daddyland attendees. Security officers and hotel management delivered the eviction notice around 4 p.m. Saturday. Occupants of 88 rooms were asked to leave, the owner said, though a Daddyland representative said the number was closer to 300. However, the hotel has only 292 rooms, according to sources. The notice was blunt and to the point. Quote, the owner of the hotel is requesting you leave immediately. You will get a refund for Saturday, July 6th and Sunday, July 7th. Please move out by 6 p.m. All parties and events are canceled Saturday, July 6th, Sunday, July 7th, and Monday, July 8th. The resulting chaotic scene left many attendees of the popular LGBTQ plus circuit party scrambling to find alternative accommodations. Attendees reported seeing a hotel employee and a security officer handing out letters and telling guests they needed to vacate the premises by 7 p.m., although the flyer said 6 p.m. Some attendees said they were asleep when the notices were served, while others said they were away from the hotel at the time and didn't know what happened until they returned and had minutes to pack. The hotel's owner, though, Terry Tognazzini, told outlets that the eviction was a response to complaints from AKA members who were uncomfortable with the attire and behavior of Daddyland attendees. He said that some people associated with the Daddyland events were mostly undressed when in the public areas of the hotel. According to the owner, between 30 and 40 members of the sorority with reservations who were checking into the hotel threatened to cancel their stays, though about 20 returned. An attendee who spoke to a news source on the condition of anonymity said that he witnessed AKA members and some of the gay men in the hotel lobby complimenting each other's outfits, but that he didn't notice anybody upset. The hotel owner said his decision was driven by a need to protect the hotel's reputation and maintain a comfortable environment for all guests. Quote, we have rules here of clothes and they're supposed to wear their clothes and they didn't wear their clothes. End of quote. And that's what the hotel owner said in a lengthy interview. He emphasized that previous Daddyland events had not caused issues, but this year's gathering differed. However, a Daddyland staff member who spoke to news outlets on a condition of anonymity disputed the owner's claims. The staff member insisted that the event had followed all the usual protocols, that the complaints were overblown. They noted that while some attendees might have been scantily clad, such as wearing jock straps or minimal clothing in the event space, it was no different from typical circuit party attire. He said that guests came to the event fully clothed and may have disrobed in part once in the private area. Quote, some guys had maybe an inch of fabric covering them, but that's the norm for these events. End of quote. They also highlighted that the hotel's decision to cancel all Daddyland events misled many attendees into believing that offsite events were also canceled, resulting in significant financial losses. This is not getting pretty at all. This is not pretty at all. Let me keep going. The LGBTQ plus community has reacted with a mix of outrage and confusion. Many believe the hotel's actions were rooted in homophobia. One anonymous attendee told outlets, quote, I honestly didn't witness anything egregiously wild and out of the ordinary for a regular circuit party. I think there is a matter of attendees not respecting the public spaces based on stories I've heard, but the hotel kicking out all attendees immediately was horrendously inappropriate, end of quote. A clothing designer and vendor at the event who was also kicked out of the hotel, out of his hotel room, along with his husband and two dogs, felt the eviction was a clear act of homophobia. Quote, a pool party at the hotel had women dressed in bikini tops and bottoms walking through the lobby, and nobody seemed to care. But gay men in short shorts and tank tops led to a mass eviction. End of quote. Mm. Oh. Mm. Now, the source that I am reading this from, they contacted Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority for comment, but did not receive a response. The AKAs are still there. They're going to be there all week, and Kamala Harris is slated to be there on Wednesday because that's her sorority. Mm. Among the rumors, that's what y'all listen. This is a mess. This is a whole. Hey, Ina, this is a whole ass mess. This is a whole ass mess. Let me tell y'all. I'm just trying to tell y'all. This is a mess. A whole mess. Now, let me keep going. Among the rumors that swirled around the incident were accusations. Oh, I read that part. Hold on. Oh, were accusations that attendees had been found nude and unconscious in the lobby, that some flashed other hotel guests in the elevator, or that syringes with erectile dysfunction medication Trimix were discovered in a designated boom boom room where attendees could have sex. The hotel owner and Daddyland staff firmly denied those rumors. The hotel owner confirmed that no such incidents had occurred and that the decision to evict the attendees was based on complaints about their attire. The anonymous Daddyland staff member echoed this, noting that the reports of a dark boom boom room were untrue, though some attendees dispute this claim. They also highlighted the off-duty Dallas police officers were staffing the event and no police reports were made. Listen, what's the story? Because the hotel owner says that they've been doing these events for years. If y'all been doing this event for years, these events are the same. They go there looking like what you see on screen. They go there, they got on their jock straps. They're not completely nude. They might have some ass cheeks out, but they're not completely nude. Not in the hotel lobby. I mean, come on now. Now, I can't tell you what happened up on the hotel room, or up on the floors. Now, that may be a different story. My thing about it is, okay, you canceled the events, but you tell the people that they got to get out within hours. Y'all got until 6 p.m. to get out the hotel. Like, really? Child. I think this is all about the fact that Kamala Harris was coming, and they wanted to clean up the place, and they didn't want no more remnants of what was going on at this place. Because Alpha Kappa Alpha said we ain't got nothing to do with this. The people that was there said we didn't see nobody arguing. They seemed to be complimenting each other. The AKAs and the gay men was like, "Oh, you look good. Hey, girl, you look good. Oh, girl, you look good too. Girl, I love that bikini you got on. Boo, I love that jock strap you got on." It seemed the people said they looked like they was getting it together. Where are my AKAs? Now all of a sudden, all of the AKAs in the room is quiet. Now they ain't got nothing to say. Any other time, the AKAs are out here ski-weeing loud and proud. I'm just saying, where is the AKAs? Well, that's what they said, Catherine Powell. They may cancel the event, but you've been doing this event for years now. You know what it gives. You know what's coming. This was not a news flash to you. The people said, they do nothing extra this year that they don't do every year. I'm just saying. Now, the owner may have been looking for a reason to kick them out. He may have been looking for a reason to say, yeah, we're not doing this no more. Let's blame the AKAs. I don't know. Maybe the AKAs did complain. Who knows? Some ain't right here. We need some answers. Where my AKA? Now, kudos to the AKA. They made Tamara Hall an honorary member. Tamara Hall became an honorary member of AKA at this year. They gave their undergraduate members free laptops with their registration. I mean, good. But if y'all over here getting the people kicked out of their good sex parties, circuit parties, y'all need to give some answers, AKA. We need some goddamn answers. Right below DD, they literally clutching their pearls. Oh, dear God. Let's be clear, AKAs. Do we need to disclose the secret parties that y'all be having? Because every member of the Divine Nine, whenever they have their annual convention, there are several undisclosed sex parties that go on. Some of them are LGBTQ plus sex parties. Some of them are sex parties with the straights. I'm just telling you what I know. So don't go all, if this is true, AKA, don't try and be all holier than thou now. Child. I'm just saying. Child. But you're just not going to be throwing me out of the hotel and I ain't got nothing to do with it. Girl, y'all got a lot. So you kicked everybody associated with that event out. What if they weren't one of the people that was out here allegedly scantily clad or ass cheeks out or dick and balls out? What if they weren't one of these people? So they get kicked out too? I mean, girl, a mess. Just a mess. We got to move on. In our last Sugar Spike story, thank you, God of mercy, God of love. I didn't know if I was going to make it. We have to speak another name. We have to speak the name of our trans sister, Shannon Boswell, out of Stone Mountain, Georgia. Shannon Boswell, SHANNON is the first name. Last name is BOSWELL. She was just days before her 31st birthday. She was shot and killed this past Tuesday, a week ago, in Stone Mountain, Georgia. She was shot and killed in Stone Mountain, Georgia. Initial reports misgendered her and characterized her death as the result of a hit-and-run accident, but the DeKalb County medical examiner later discovered that she had been shot, according to several news outlets. According to Shannon's mother, Shannon was quote shot and then left in the street like a deer, end of quote. And that's what her mother Tammy Boswell told news outlets. She went on to say, quote, Shannon was really a very sweet person and ain't nobody have a right to take her life from me, End of quote. Tammy Boswell, the mother, said several of Shannon's friends and her boyfriend said she had been shot, so she kept calling the police with the information, but they denied that there had been a shooting until the medical examiner's report came out. A resident of the area who declined to be identified told news outlets there was a gunshot, and then a few seconds later, it sounded like a car crash and or like someone going over the median or something like that. It was very fast, very like what's just going on. End of quote. DeKalb County Police are asking for anybody, they're asking for information, but yeah, tragic death. It's very unfortunate what's happening in our community. Very unfortunate. And our poor trans sisters, many of whom have to bear the brunt of being killed, maimed, murdered because of people and their homophobia, transphobia, and just bigotry and hatred. We speak her name, Shannon Boswell. We definitely speak her name. Y'all hold on 1 second. I got to do one thing. Hold on 1 second, y'all. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. I had somebody at the door. I had to take care of that. Anyway, so we back. So in pop culture news, so that's Diddy, and that's the former porn star, porn actress that accused him of sexual assault and stuff and sex trafficking. Well, anyway, she's ready to go and hit the circuit and do some interviews and stuff like that. Mama is ready to tell her story. She is ready to talk. She's ready to give up the goods, honey. She is ready to giveth up the ghost. However, it wasn't trade at the door, baby. I would have told y'all, listen, let me end this real fast. I'm just saying. What's the story? Anyway, Mama is ready to giveth up the goods and let y'all know what it is and what it ain't. However, while she may very well be ready to give up the goods, Mama say you ain't gonna get it for cheap. She said, listen, if you want me to come, I come with a price. I'm a former porn skank, and as a former porn skank, I got needs. You ain't just gonna get me to come out here telling y'all all of this stuff and think I ain't gonna get my piece and my portion. You people have lost your minds. So Mama got a whole writer out here. She out here telling the people, listen, let me see if I can pull this up. I don't know what's going on with this link to this story. It is not coming up. See if I can't get this to come up the right way. Hold on, hold your line. Hold your line. Let me pull this up for you. Hold your line. Where is it at? Come on. You're here. Because I need to get, because when I read it, I said, oh, because you know TMZ was on the story first. TMZ was one of the first ones that said, listen, we need this story. However, she said, sure, I'll give you the story. However, I have some demands. Here are her demands. 2 first-class flights from LA to New York City for herself and her husband, and also 2 separate flights for her attorneys. She also requires a 2-night stay in a 4-star hotel, preferably with breakfast included. Before the interview begins, she wants hair, makeup, and wardrobe services from specific vendors, because everybody ain't gonna be doing her hair. Even though this little this picture we got of you, ma'am, it looked like your hair wasn't did, ma'am. That thing need to be redone. Let me show y'all the picture a little up close so y'all can see it a little big to see how much she need to get that head did. Y'all see that up there in there? Y'all see all that up in there? Y'all see all of that? Up in this area right here. See all of this up in this area right here? What is that, ma'am? What is that? But you telling them they better shop. Let me keep reading. What else she say she need? She say she also needs meals and snacks throughout the day of shooting. Sources say, that's not all that she wanted, but that's all we got for now. Listen, I ain't mad at it. Somebody will pay you for it. I'm guessing. I don't know. Baby, you got to know your own self-worth. And that woman says she knows her self-worth. Who the fuck are you to tell her that she can't ask for this stuff? I'm just saying. Who the fuck are you? Man, we don't care. We can go and we can read the court documents and get the whole story, ma'am. We don't give a damn. We're not giving you all that shit, ma'am. Go with God. Real quick story. Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor, her bodyguard had to shoot an alleged carjacker outside of her home in Washington D.C. Child, yes. And they said that the alleged carjacker had a gun. They say this went down Friday morning at about 1:15 a.m. when 18-year-old Kentrell Flowers approached one of the marshals parked in an unmarked government vehicle and pointed a handgun at him through the front driver's side window in an attempted carjacking. The documents referencing the case say that the marshal drew his gun and fired 4 shots through the window at the suspect, with the bullets hitting Flowers in the mouth. A second marshal rushed over from another car and fired his gun too, and one of the marshals gave Flowers first aid at the scene. Police say the suspect was arrested and transported to a local hospital for treatment and non-life-threatening injuries. He is charged with armed carjacking, carrying a pistol without a license, and possession of a large capacity ammunition feeding device. Cops shared an image of the firearm and say they recovered at the scene. Baby, listen. You ran up on the wrong one that time. They were here for it. Y'all just can't be rolling up on people. Talk about you finna steal. You roll up on the wrong person. Roll up and get done up. I'm just saying. Well, she wasn't outside. It was 1 a.m, Cajun. She was in her bed asleep. These are the security and bodyguards that she have outside of her residence. Remember, we reported on this. I believe it was in 2022. We reported on the fact that when they had that situation where protesters wrote chalk out, wrote on with sidewalk chalk outside of some of the Supreme Court justices that voted to repeal Roe v. Wade, and they wrote on sidewalk chalk outside of their home. After that, Congress passed a law that they had to have security and stuff like that, and they heightened the law. We did a whole live on that. Y'all remember that? That was a funny live. We talked about all of the other things, like if there was, because we said it was hopscotch. We said if sidewalk chalk can get you arrested, what next? Hopscotch, double dutch. We went through a whole list of games that we can no longer play now because we may be arrested. That was a fun live. I remember that live. Shout out to everybody who was here for that live. What else we got going on? Oh, well, update on yesterday's story. So the guy that, on Twitch, who we talked about yesterday, his name is Sketch. Well, he confirmed, that was him getting his back blown out, getting back shots. Call him back shots Becky, because he was getting his back blown out. He said, that was him, and that was a rough time in his life. And what he said, hold on. He said, he experienced suicidal thoughts over the whole ordeal that's happened over the last day or so. He went live on his Twitch channel yesterday to confirm the rumors surrounding his former career path, stating he was going through a rough patch during that time in his life. He further explained that the videos that made their rounds were from 2 years ago, and he was dealing with addiction problems. Okay. Listen, let that man do what he do. If he like back shots, if he like dick in his ass, let him go in peace. This is 2024. Y'all still care that man was out here, being called back shots Becky? Let that man get his back blown out in peace. He's moved on with his life. He got a whole career in, on Twitch now. I mean, he ain't doing it no more. Who was watching it? Like, he just don't look like the kind of porn that I want to watch. But I guess there's a market for it. He was making money. I guess the girl, I don't know. I look to Xavier. We need you to go watch his videos and let us know what it's about. We look to you, Xavier, for this. That's all I got. That's the update. So it was him. Harold said, if you like dick to give you a spinal tap every now and again, that is your business, sir. No need to explain. Well, he had to explain because they were saying that they needed answers. Mamiana, he said it was a rough patch that made him have sex with. Now, from what I'm understanding, he's not denying being gay. I didn't see any evidence of him denying being gay. I think the whole thing was about him doing porn. Baby, I don't know. I don't know. Now, Cam say he been around there. He done synced it. And he says the man has a micropene. Oh, that's very unfortunate. Cam say he been around there to see what was going on. And said he got a whole micropene. Oh, that's very unfortunate. You just finding Shanti stuff? Oh, I can send you a whole bunch of stuff. One of my Discord groups, child, they always put that man shit out there. I might could send you some stuff, Xavier. I might put it in the members only chat, Xavier. So big news that hit the blogosphere. So apparently they're trying to work out a deal with Phaedra coming back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. But they got to work that out because she's already on contract with Married to Medicine. And so they're trying to see if they can work that out. Also, it's being reported that Cynthia Bailey is also getting more airtime And most people are saying that this is because of um Kenya Moore allegedly getting fired or not fired or suspended or whatever her situation is. But they're saying that right now there are talks to try and bring Phaedra back. I mean, it's easy now that Candy's gone. But they just have to work out getting her out of her contract with Married to Medicine. There's also talks about, and they're also reporting that Cynthia Bailey is getting more time. Let me help y'all understand something. Neither one of these things are going to help the show, because Phaedra ain't add shit to Married to Medicine last season. Not a goddamn thing. And we know boring ass Cynthia Bailey ain't gonna add shit to a Real Housewives of Atlanta. Throw the whole thing in the garbage. Throw the shit in the fucking garbage. Girl, just cancel the season. Cancel the whole fucking season. I'm just saying. We're not here for Phaedra. We damn sure ain't here for Cynthia Bailey. We weren't here for Kenya, but Kenya made a good villain who we could drag when we wanted to. But girl, this not gonna help the show. The shit is a fucking dumpster fire right now. Throw the shit away. Throw the whole fucking franchise away. Go away for about 3 or 4 years and come back with a whole new cast. I'm just saying. I'm with you on that, Ina. You see, she ain't do nothing for Married to Medicine. Child. I heard they said Sally was pulling all of Kenya Moore stuff off the shelf. Baby, I don't know. Cam said he here for Phaedra. He's here for her. He want to see more Phaedra. That ain't me. That's Cam's. I'm just saying. Janae, I hear you. This shit has been boring for the last 5 seasons. The last season that was good was this season that they still had Eva. They still had Nene. When they took that trip to Japan, that was the last good season. After that season, the shit was trash. I think Tanya was still that was the season Tanya was on. They have a new Michael Jackson biopic and Child, I saw that. We talked about that Cajun. That's all I got. I ain't got too much. We don't care. Go with God. So listen. Let me hurry up with this because I know really be getting ready to go live. So I need to hurry up with this. But I got to give y'all this story. Y'all stick around because this is an interesting story. Y'all want to hear this shit. So listen. Apparently, they're saying, and this is according to the Jasmine brand, they're saying that Evelyn Lozada hired a PI, a private investigator, and that private investigator is alleging that Jackie Christie was previously arrested for prostitution and has at least 15 different aliases. Girl, boom, boom, girl. Honey, boom, boom, honey. Girl. So according to the Jasmine brand, on Monday night's episode of the VH1 series Married to Medicine, OG cast member Evelyn Lozada accused Jackie Christie of living a double life, claiming she uncovered hidden arrests and alternate identities. Evelyn Lozada stated in a confessional that she hired a private investigator to dig into Jackie's life, and after she admitted that her husband of 28 that her husband of 28 years, retired NBA star Doug Christie, is actually her 4th husband. Child, they got the clip here. Baby, I don't know. I mean, why does it matter? So the woman has a past. So the woman had to go sell her body. So the woman was sliding down poles. And we ain't talking about the poles down to the script club. So what? The woman has a past. Does she have aliases? Sure, I got some aliases because when my bust downs come over, everybody not gonna get my government name. I can't be giving these people my goddamn name. Just saying. So what? Doug Christie was her fourth husband. Who cares? I'm just saying. Now, Evelyn Lozada, shall we remind you that you're a whole ass bust down yourself? Ma'am. Hello, Evelyn. You're a whole ass fucking bust down. There are limitless amounts of stories that chronicle your, proclivities and how you get your back blown out up and down the fruited plains, from sea to shining sea, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Your name is synonymous with the proliferation of skanks across the fruited plains. Please be clear, Evelyn Lozada. You're one to try and make somebody feel bad about something. Girl. That man ain't divorced her. They still married. And I'm sure he probably knows all of her history. And he's still there. Are you still married, ma'am? I'm just saying, you got a lot of fucking nerve. Baby, if I was if I was Jackie Christie, baby, the way I would drag that woman and dog walk her, girl. Oh, no, Xavier, you're wrong. She has been with soccer players. Let's be clear. Oh, she leaves no sport unturned, Xavier. That woman got soccer players. She got people who play cricket. I heard she slept with Lewis Hamilton, and he's in Formula One racing. Now, let's be clear. Lewis Hamilton can blow my back out every day of the week, twice on Sundays. I love every part of Lewis Hamilton. But I'm just saying, she done did hockey. Hell, she done did curling. The woman needs her own Olympic event because she's a fucking Olympic sport herself. Everybody down to the Olympic Village that had a piece of her. Okay? There's an Olympic sport that they're going to include called the Evelyn Lozada because every athlete across the globe has had some parts of this skank. Let's just be clear. The woman is a whole ass whore. Girl. You got a lot of fucking nerve, Evelyn. The only Evelyn we respect is Evelyn Champagne King. Baby, you make my love come down. Ow, ow. Ooh, you make my love come down. I'm just saying. Cajun, you said they're going to rename the luge after her? Ciao. I'm sure she got some gymnasts on her resume. The woman's a whole ass whore. Curling, bobsled, pole vault is her specialty. Pole vault, discus, badminton, fencing. I mean, the woman knows no bounds. I don't respect Evelyn Braxton. I don't like that. I don't like her like that. I do not like Evelyn Braxton at all. I do not like Evelyn Braxton at all. Maybe that's a whole nother story. Anyway, ma'am, go to fuck with God. So this is one of our feature stories, and we're gonna have to be real fast because somebody tell me what time really be going live, please. So according to Rich the Kid, he's saying that he had some let me make this big so y'all can read it. It might work better if I make it big. So let me make that big. He's saying that He had a back and forth text message with Kanye West, who announced to him that he's retiring from professional music and he's not sure what else to do. I mean, this is Kanye West we're talking about. As of right now, there's no live schedule. Okay, thank you, Xavier. This is Kanye West we're talking about. The man, flip-flops like a bad porn scene, on like a bad porn, not a bad porn scene, because the best porn scenes in gay porn cinema are flip-flops and verse scenes, because that's what we're looking for. But he's a flip-flopper. Because he might tell you this today and tomorrow release a whole double disc album. I'm just saying. But so if you can't read the small print, it says in the gray section, it says, I'm retiring from professional music. Not sure what else to do. The first blue bubble says, retire. Why? How? The people need you and need you, the music you. And Ty, and we have made, and I'm sorry, and is that Ty or thank you? And we have made was the biggest step in the culture to this day. I can't read this shit. This shit is unreadable. This shit is illegible. Listen, I don't really care. I don't really care. You want classic top bottom? Give me a good verse scene. Xavier, I need some good verse scene. I need a good flip flop. I'm just saying. Care. But we listen, Kanye, we don't care. You stay, you go. I stopped caring about your music after the second album. Let's just be clear. We don't care. Get the fuck off our timeline, sir. Go with God. In our last story, and I got to get out of here because I got a meeting at 7:00. In our last story, I want to blow this one up too because this is Xavier's girl. Can somebody explain to me what is this on her neck? Now, if you on your computer screens, blow this up. Blow this up if you on your computer screens, okay? I want y'all to blow this up. If you got it on your TV, you might can see it good. Somebody need to explain to me what's on this young lady's neck. This is y'all's queen, Xavier, Sexy Red, the queen of Raw Dog. STD mama herself. Is this about her STDs? Like, is this a herpes simplex breakout or something on her neck or something? Like, I'm trying to fit. TJ, that's an infection? Girl, what did they make? Prilosec or what? What's the shit that they make for outbreaks of herpes or something like that? Somebody put in the chat what they use, when they have outbreaks. No, not Ozempic. Oh shit, I can't think of the name of it. What do they use? I don't know. But girl, what is that? Now that's not the story. The story. Thank you, Valtrex. Yes, thank you, Pinky Tinky. Because I don't have the herpes, so I don't have to keep track of what the damn medication name is. Because I don't have the herpes. Okay, but girl, what is that? Thank you for coming through, Cams. I'm about to get off here. I got a meeting in 2 minutes. Anyway, the story is not even about her outbreak. She needs to be washed in detox. The story is the fact that now she's claiming, this is an update from yesterday. She's now claiming that major concert promoters are trying to sabotage her. That's what she's claiming. She said, quote, my fans are buying tickets. We're doing just fine. We not canceling no tour. This canceling shit all cap. Now that's what we read yesterday. She went on to say, quote, this how they try to do you when you go with an independent promoter and the bigger companies try to sabotage you. We not canceling shit. I did my touring deal with a black promoter Black-owned company, AG Entertainment, and now they playing dirty paying pages, spreading fake news to discourage my fans from buying tickets. End of quote. I'm sure Montrez and Xavier will be is already got their tickets already. I'll be at Janet Jackson if you need me. My ticket is for the 21st, but I'm sure Montrez and Xavier already got their tickets to her. Man, we don't care. We're not going to go see you. We don't care. I hope someone is trying to sabotage you. Anybody involved with having this woman no longer around us, no longer in our timeline, and no longer with a microphone in her hand, I applaud you. Keep doing your big one. Man, we'll have time for this. Ma'am, go with God. Listen, y'all, that's all we got for today. Listen, I appreciate y'all for being here. It's so good to be back. It's so good to be back. Anyway, y'all, I got to get out of here. I got to meet at 7 o'clock. So let me hurry up and wrap this up. As I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. Somebody need to go get some Valtrex or something over there for Sexy Red so she can get that looked at. Not go with a washcloth. L said, you know what? Anyway, I got to get out of here. They told me Really B don't have a live set up yet, so I can't send y'all over there. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all. Until tomorrow. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. We out. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here.